Introduction. What is heat? Let's see. All the substances in our surroundings are made up of atoms and molecules. This we already know very well, isn't it? So these atoms and molecules are always at vibratory motion. Due to this motion, substances have an energy known as heat energy. This energy flows from hot substances to cold substances or from hot region to cold region of a substance. When heat energy is supplied to any substance, it increases the energy of the atoms and molecules in it, and so they start to vibrate. These atoms and molecules which vibrate make other atoms and molecules to vibrate. The vibration of atoms and molecules you can see in the picture. Thus, heat energy is transferred from one part of the substance to other part. We can see this heat energy transfer in our daily life also. Heat energy brings about a lot of changes. You will learn about this in this lesson. You will also study about transfer of heat and measurement of heat change. Effects of heat. When heat energy is supplied to any substance, it brings about many changes. There are three important changes that we can see in our daily life. They are expansion, increase in temperature, change in state. Let's see the effects one by one. First, we are going to see the expansion. Take a metal ball and a metal ring of a suitable diameter. Pass the metal ball to the ring. You can observe that the metal ball can easily go through it. Now heat the metal ball and then try to pass it through the ring. It will not pass through the ring. Keep the metal ball on the ring for some time. In few minutes it will fall through the ring. What happened here? Why didn't the ball go through the ring initially, but went through it after some time? When the ball is heated, the atoms in the ball gain heat energy. They start vibrating and force each other apart. As a result, an expansion takes place. That's why the ball didn't go through the ring. After some time, as the ball lost the heat energy to the surrounding, it came back to its original size and it went to the ring. This shows that heat energy causes expansion in solids. This expansion takes place in liquids and gases also, and it is maximum in gases. Do you know? Electric wires used for long distance transmission of electricity will expand during daytime and contract at night. That is why they will not be set very tightly. If they are set very tightly, they will break when they cool at night. And you would have noticed some space being left in railway tracks. Why? It is because railway tracks which are made up of iron metal expand during summer. When there is a gap, there will not be any damage in the track due to expansion of metal rod. The next effect of heat is rise in temperature. Let's do an activity to know about rise in temperature. Take a cup of water and note its temperature. Heat the water for a few minutes and note the temperature again. Do you find any increase in the temperature? What caused the temperature change? When the water is heated, water molecules receive heat energy. This heat energy supplied increases the kinetic energy of the molecules. When the molecules receive more energy, the temperature of the water increases. This shows that heat energy causes increase in temperature. Next, change of state. Let's understand this by a simple activity. Take few ice cubes in a container and heat them for some time. What happens? The ice cubes melt and become water. Now heat the water for some time. What do you observe? The volume of water in the vessel decreases. What do you understand from this activity? Let's see. In ice cubes, the force of attraction between the water molecule is more. So they are close together. When we heat them, the force of attraction between the molecules decreases and the ice cubes become water. When we heat the water, the force of attraction decreases further. Hence, they move away from one another and become vapor. Since water vapor escapes to the surrounding, water level decreases further. From this, we understand that heat energy causes change in state of the substance. When heat energy is removed, changes takes place in reverse direction. If heat energy is applied to or taken out from a substance, it will undergo a change from one state of matter to another. One of the following transformation may take place due to the heat energy. The first transformation is from solid to liquid, that is called melting, and liquid to gas called vaporization, and the solid to gas is called sublimation, and the transformation from gas to liquid is called condensation, and the transformation from liquid to solid is called freezing, and from gas to solid it is called deposition. Do you know water is the only matter on the earth that can be found naturally in all three states: solid, liquid, and gas? Transfer of heat. If heat energy is supplied to any substance, it will be transferred from one part of the substance to another part. It takes place in different ways depending on the state of the substance. Three ways of heat transfers are conduction, convection, and radiation. Conduction. We can understand the conduction by a simple activity. Take hot water in a cup and put a silver spoon in it. Leave the spoon inside the water for some time. Now touch the end of the spoon. Do you feel the heat? Yes. How did the other end of the spoon become hot? It is because heat in the hot water is transferred from one end to the other end of the spoon. In solid substances such as silver spoon, atoms are arranged very closely. So hot water molecules which are vibrating transfer the heat energy to the atoms in the spoon and make them vibrate. Those atoms make other atoms to vibrate, and thus heat is transferred to the other end of the spoon. This you can understand by the given picture. In conduction, heat transfer takes place between two ends of the same solid or through two solid substances that are at different temperatures but in contact with one another. Thus, we can define conduction as the process of heat transfer in solids from the region of higher temperature to the region of lower temperature without the actual movement of atoms or molecules. Conduction in daily life. We cook food in vessels made up of metals. When the vessel is heated, heat is transferred from the metal to the food. When we iron dresses, heat is transferred from the iron to the cloth. Handles of cooking utensils are made up of plastic or wood because they are poor conductors of heat. The temperature inside igloo, that is snow house, is warm because snow is a poor conductor of heat. Convection. Again we are going to see an activity to know the convection. Take some water in a vessel and heat it on a stove. Touch the surface of the water. It will be cold. Touch it after some time. It will be hot now. How did the heat which was supplied at the bottom reach the top? When the water in the vessel is heated, water molecules at the bottom receive heat energy and move upward. Then the molecules at the top comes down and get heated. This you can understand by the given picture. The hot water rises and the cold water sinks down. This kind of heat transfer is known as convection. This is how air in the atmosphere also heated. Thus, the form of heat transfer from places of high temperature to places of low temperature by the actual movement of molecules is called convection. Convection takes place in liquids and gases. What about conduction? It takes place in solids. But in conduction, the heat transfers without the actual movement of molecules. Convection in daily life. Formation of land breeze and sea breeze is due to convection of air. Wind flows from one region to another region by convection. In hot air balloons, heat is transferred by convection and so the balloon raises. And in refrigerators, cool air moves downward and replaces the hot air because of convection. Radiation. Radiation is a third form of heat transfer. By convection, heat is transferred through solids. By convection, heat is transferred through liquids and gases. But by radiation, heat can be transferred through empty space, even through vacuum. Heat energy from the sun reaches the earth by this form of heat transfer. Radiation is defined as a way of heat transfer from one place to another in the form of electromagnetic waves. Radiation in daily life. Heat energy from the sun reaches the earth by radiation. While standing near fire, we feel the heat which is transferred as radiation. And black surfaces absorb heat radiation so that the bottom of the cooking vessels are painted black. White color reflects heat radiation. That's why we are advised to wear white clothes during summer. Calorimetry. We study about the effects of heat